Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Samurai Schultz, and welcome back to Unreal Engine. Working on HATEND. Um, yeah, just working on the inventory. I I think last stream I was having a really hard time trying to figure out how to make this plugin more modular so that everything could be configured either from the Blueprint plugin side or the Blueprint project side. And right now, I don't have an answer to that. I'm just going to do something that works for me in this project right now. And so it's going to be sort of plug-inable, kind of, you'll have to mess with the project side a little bit in the C++, but I don't really want to focus on making it work for everything right now. I just want it to work for this because the day before yesterday, I worked on it the entire day, pretty much. Like I worked on it way too much, and now I'm like anxious about it, and I'm like, man, I haven't done the other things I'm supposed to do. I haven't made any progress on other things. Like I haven't been doing Blender, haven't been doing drawing, I haven't been editing my videos, um, and haven't been sleeping enough. So I was like, something's got to change. And so I decided I'm just going to put that on the back burner for now. So here in my player controller, because this is kind of where it first came up, I put this little to-do thing right here. And it's a memo that says eventually we want to be able to implement everything from the plugin on the project side, the project blueprint side. So I could just add all of my functionality as a component, or I could add an an interface, and an interface is probably the way it will go because I can't add an actor component to any old thing. Um, yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm actually gonna move my camera closer here. Keeps straying. Okay, but anyways, you can see that right there. I'm just going to pull this up. Keep working on the course here. Yeah, so what the heck were we doing? Yeah, so I'll actually show off my functionality right now. So what we have so far is, that's not what I want. This is my game mode. HATEND player controller. Oh, I can move around. Okay, good. So I can press E and you can see the log it displays at the bottom. Actually, you can't because my face is covering that. But that's okay. I'm gonna just make it even bigger so you can't see it. Um, Here, I will. Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, if I put that there, here, I press play and press E, you should be able to see that log at the bottom, right? So that is going to be for interacting with items, and there's this center reticle on screen. It's a little white dot, and if I point that at an item, none of these are items, these are all effect actors from the gas side of things, the gameplay ability. This is specifically for the inventory course. If I point it at that, and it has to be right on the mesh, then it gives me a little on-screen debug message at the top left. It just says HUD show, and it just shows a message, and then it shows an image. I don't currently have an image for that. And then also by default, it's displaying an inventory, which is that light gray rectangle you see. So that's pretty much all of, all of what I've accomplished. Um, But yeah, right now we are just working on making that inventory toggleable. So I can press a key and it'll appear, and then press it again and it reappears or disappears. Okay, so I'll move myself back down there. There we go. Nope, that's not what I want. There we go. Okay. Right, so we need to... Whoops, hold up. Okay, so we're gonna check to see if our inventory component is valid. And if it's not, then we're just going to return. And then inventory component, we're gonna call toggle, because this is the functionality we have on there. So we have an input action on here. We have toggle inventory menu action, and then our callback function is right up here. And then this callback function has its own callback function, I guess, or it has its own function that it calls from our inventory component class. And let's see what this is. Right, so we made a weak object pointer for some reason to this, which is this class over here, which has this function, and it's just going to check if it's open. If it's not open, then we're going to open it. If it is open, we're going to close it. So I'll probably set that to tab by default. Yeah. Gosh, I really hope this works. I'm actually going to close, check the editor. Okay, everything's saved in there. I'm going to close it. And then we're going to build. We succeeded. Okay, now let's debug. We're doing okay. Quick side note, I'm almost done. It's funny that I haven't gotten to editing this week because my last session of editing for this one video, it basically made it completely finished. So I could have put it out this week earlier, I suppose, but I just got too focused. That's why I gotta be better about that. Gotta put an hour and a half into editing every day. Because I desperately need to get better at that. God knows. Oh, actually, we need to... In order to test this out, we need some input. So I'm gonna add an input action for that. Actually, wait a second. Isn't this is blueprintable? Toggle inventory menu. Yeah. Wait a second. Oh. Okay. Yeah, never mind. We do need an input action. Whoops. Content. Game structure input. Okay, so we have this right here. Man, do I really have to... Sorry, the beginning of almost every stream, it's either I have to go to the bathroom 10 or 15 minutes in, half an hour in, or it's like right in the middle, like exactly an hour in. Okay, IA underscore. I'm gonna make this and then I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Yes. Gonna get one for the road. IA underscore toggle. Inventory menu. And I'll add it. Sure, I'll do that and then I'll go. Toggle inventory menu. We're going to set that to tab. Okay. Now, I will be right back. And I'm back. Oakley dokley, let's... what the heck are we even doing? Right. So we have this set here. And then we need to set it on our controller. So we have, I don't want that right now. I don't need this. Need to compile this. Where even is the it's easy. Input. Okay. Toggle inventory menu. And then in here, we need to go to channels. Go to UI. We have that set. Toggle inventory menu. See, I don't like having to set it here. It just feels wrong. I mean, I like having to set it here, but also setting it on here, like, making it visible, blueprint visible here, but not having it actually affect anything. It just, that's weird. Okay. Anyways, all saved. Oops, that's tilde, and let's try again. Wait, do I? Okay, you guys can hear. Good, good. All right. So if I'm in here, oh, it didn't actually show the widget. Weird. Oh, what? Okay, I really missed some code, didn't I? Wow. Also, hold up. I have a tab open in the background that I don't want open. I like really categorize everything. Like crazy. Let's see, what is... Oh, that was Steam. I think that was Steam, actually. But yeah, anyways, I categorize my my workspaces in Opera GX like crazy. Like I have entertainment, then I have game dev, and then I have a YouTube section, and I have a 3D modeling section. But then I have different windows for different things as well. Like I have a window for general entertainment and a window for stuff related to gaming or like projects. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking about that right now, but yeah. Okay, we really, man, we really messed some stuff up. Okay, toggle inventory. Yeah, so with open and close, oh my gosh. Wow, we really messed this up. Collapsed. Set input mode. Well, we want to set this to false. F input mode, game only. Oh, sure, we'll set that to... No, it doesn't really matter. Set input mode. Okay. We want to add it to the viewport, but then we want to close it. Which means setting it to game only. Okay. So that worked. So when we press play... Yeah, when we press play, like, this is the default for some reason. And then when we press tab... Ugh. Okay, let's see if he ran into that same problem. He just set the key... He just set the key to I. That's something I'll never understand why game developers do that. They'll make a game where you use AWSD to move and your mouse to look around, and then they'll be like, oh, inventory starts with I, even though move forward doesn't start with W, we'll just make inventory I. Even though menu doesn't start with escape or ESC, we'll make I inventory. And then they make it so you have to take your fingers off the arrow keys, or not the arrow keys, AWSD. You have to reach over to the other side of the keyboard of that section and press I. Why? 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 Make a tab. Tab is like never used for anything. Especially since it's something you're pressing so often. Like in any game where you have an inventory, you're almost always going to be pressing it super often. Why? Why wouldn't you just make a tab? Like it's bad. Okay, I'm not going to complain about it anymore. I think we can all agree that it's terrible though. I'm sorry for all the background noise. If you guys can hear that, I hope not. But I'm feeling warm because I've been anxious the past couple days. So, yeah. Anyway. Wait, hold up. So we start off in the game. We can see our mouse. Why can we see our mouse? Okay, anyways, I'm gonna keep watching the video. Hmm. Okay. So I must have really messed up. But this is really weird. And it doesn't even get shown. Like what? Okay. What are these down here? Here, I'll place it over here so you guys can see. So I have, when I press tab, this happens. Log viewport display. Viewport mouse capture mode changed. Capture during mouse down. Capture permanently. Yeah. I do not know what to make of this. Okay, I'm gonna put this at the top so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. So why would it be starting out? Okay, well, a few things. It's starting out showing the mouse cursor. And then when I press tab, nothing changes. Oh, actually, if I start clicking, then I can no longer use the mouse to look around. I have to click and drag, and clicking and dragging makes the mouse go away. But, except, sometimes it doesn't. Pressing tab again makes it normal, but if I click and drag, then I have to keep clicking and dragging. Okay, yeah, something is not, what? What? Let's look at the GitHub commit. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna show, well, I'm not gonna show this, but I'm gonna look at the .cpp file. Something is very wrong here. I'm gonna make sure, yeah, all save. I'm gonna close that. Excuse me. Let's look at, okay. If the inventory menu is open, we're going to close inventory menu. Else, open inventory menu. Okay, so that's how he's got it. That shouldn't change anything, though. It shouldn't change anything. It's the same logic. It's just said differently. That is dumb. I'm gonna say it. It's dumb. And I'm also gonna move this around. Open inventory menu. Actually, no. I'm gonna move this right there. Okay. Okay, for some reason that changed the whole thing. I don't understand why. Now if I click and drag, I can look around, but then when I press tab again, I can just look around normally. And I get a debug message for looking at that. And okay. Hold up. When I look at this, where's that message coming from? Coming from the Chanary's HUD widget. Okay, so under spatial inventory. Okay, so under the HUD widget, where's that? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna delete that. Save everything. Okay, we're going back there. Okay. Okay. Now he wants to make a close button. I don't know if I want to do that. That would be next lecture if we did that. Don't know how interested I am in that. We can already close it. I think I'm just gonna make an inventory grid. So I'm gonna skip that lecture. I'd say my advice is if you are just starting out in game development and you're following a course and you think, actually, I don't want this specific bit of functionality that he's teaching. I have this other idea. I couldn't really give you an exact metric for starting out, like how many hours that would be. There's not really a good way to measure experience. I'd say if you have, definitely if you have less than 100 hours in Unreal Engine, then you should not be straying from the course. Ever. Do not. Yeah, I think 100 hours is like a good benchmark. Maybe like 50 or 70. I don't know. Definitely 50. If you have less than 50 hours on Unreal Engine, then just follow the course. Just do exactly as your instructor does. Because when you try to deviate, then you mess stuff up. I mean, I deviate sometimes, and I messed up just now. Like I had to do that whole debugging thing, and I was freaking out, and I was like, oh man, am I gonna have to watch that lecture again? No, it was just one little bit of logic that I thought I could do differently. And I still don't know why that was. Where is it again? Right, yeah, this. So I had oh, we're 30 minutes in. Cool. I had it like this, then we're gonna open inventory menu. Yeah, I just don't know why. I thought if I did a double if instead of an if else, it would be okay. It was not. So, yeah, so now we're going to make an inventory grid. So, and the way Steven is teaching it is it's going to be a Tetris style inventory. So you might have like a 2x2 helmet item, and then you can drag it around in the grid, and it's going to take up 4 slots combined. That's kind of cool. Hmm. Okay, it's yapping a lot. Let's go. Oh yeah, totally forgot we made a spatial inventory. So under UI, under inventory, we have an inventory base, and we have a spatial inventory. Not sure why we have a base. I guess if we want to make something different than a um, if we want to make something different than a spatial inventory, then maybe inventory base will still grab all the data and then send it to spatial inventory. I don't know. I don't know. And maybe it could send it to any of its child classes. So if you make just like a regular single slot inventory. Hmm. Oh, also, the type of inventory that he's making has like 3 different categories within the inventory itself. So like weapons, food, and potions, for example, or like weapons, potions, and armor. So you can like click on the tab on each tab for each category, and it will show those different items. Hmm. Having a subclass. Oh, whoops. We're making another user widget. Inventory grid. I'm gonna add that to Git. Okay, yeah, so this right here is going to have three of these, those different categories I was talking about. Each of those categories has a grid. So this will have three grids because there's three categories as an example. Could be just two, could just be one. Yeah, I think it might just be that I don't know why there's like a particular anxiety that comes with making an inventory, and like and that I'm deviating so much from what I was doing before with I was working on the gameplay ability system like full steam ahead, and now I'm like, now actually I need to do this. And I think I'm stressing out about making them interface with each other correctly and possibly having to redo a lot of work. You know, I mean that's what GitHub commits are for, and so I'm thankful for that. But still feeling stressed out and just you know, and I hope I don't mess something up horribly. Formatting. Making a header file. And we're making one for here as well. Generates underscore. I think the grid types, I think that refers to I'm not sure actually. Magma once. Wait, how did it even do that? Oh, I didn't make this a. Oh, whoops. This isn't a .h file. Um, I'm gonna just rename this to .h. Okay. Yeah, now if we include. Yeah, okay. Now, yeah, now it auto completes. Okay. It was auto completing for him. I was like, why not for me? Yeah, so we have that. And I think we're gonna make an enum. Oh, he's making category. Oh, okay, I see. Enum class e chanaries item category. Blueprint type. Okay, got that. See, this is the type of thing that scares me. Is like, I feel like instead of making an enum, I should be using gameplay tags. I think one of my greatest flaws is I always try to prevent error so far ahead of time. Like I try to be I try to have as much foresight as possible, but instead of actually helping, I don't actually put a scope or a limit on that foresight. And even if it's true, I just spin out of control and I just like look for every single way that this could be optimized ahead of time, and that's why I'm stuck on this path in the first place and I still haven't actually made a game yet, is because I'm just an optimization goblin. I'm eating a very late lunch here. Okay, so anyway, we have that. Oh my gosh, what are we doing? Chill down. I mean, chill out, slow down. Okay. And we're making it a property. Okay, so the category, that's going to be, whoops. I always prefix my category with chanaries so that people know, that's part of the plugin. Because I'm kind of making this with other people in mind. Even if I can't make it perfectly suitable right now, I'm at least doing this. Because this is easy to do. Okay. So every item is going to have a different category assigned to it, and then the inventory grid is going to sort those items based on that category that's assigned to them. I think that's what he's saying. Get item category. Return. Oh my gosh, now we're dealing with spatial inventory. I don't know why I feel so anxious. Like I'm doing okay. Like I'm okay. Maybe I need more water. That's it. 1 second. I will be right back. I forgot to actually show it. Oh well. That sucks. Okay, anyway. Water's filtering. I think it might be because it's 68 degrees right now, which is like the golden temperature for me, but I still feel super warm. I mean, I have shorts and this t-shirt on. And yeah. I think my headphones are making me feel warm around the ears. That might be another reason why. If I do this, that might be a little bit better. Actually, maybe other side? Okay. Right, okay. So these inventory grids are going to go inside of here. So in spatial inventory, we want a reference to this, I think. Yeah, a T object pointer. Okay, Chinnery's inventory grid. Or declare it. Grid. Generate a body. Okay, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to make it a U property. Bind widgets. Make a public section. So for my inventory, I'm not sure if I want 3 different inventory grids, but I'm gonna roll with what he's doing. Because the original idea I had in mind was you would literally open each spot in your giant backpack and all the items would be laid out there like in real time, like 3-dimensional objects. But I do want different sections anyway, and this would show me how to rotate between those sections. So I'm gonna just do that. So we're gonna have equipables and then consumables, I'm assuming. What's the other grid type? Consumable, craftable, and none. Object pointer. Wait a second. Wait a frickin' second. Okay. Consumables and craftables. Okay, so now, yeah, we have everything we need. We're good. And well, yeah, we need a widget switcher. There's, what the heck does this meta mean? Bind widget. This property requires a widget to be bound to in the designer. What is that? Bound. I'd say, yeah. The hardest part about learning anything is learning the language. unless you're unless you have a generally low knowledge of things in the world and you don't understand math and English, then learning the language is probably the toughest thing. Like just the syntax. Because behind the syntax is just a collection of things that you probably already know about. Also, you need video game knowledge, of course, like some very rough video game knowledge at least. You widget switcher, I'm gonna call it widget switcher. Okay, got that. Can do that. Gonna do that. Okay, that's a little bit better. We have grid, inventory grid. Ah, okay, I'm gonna put that right there. Excuse me. Wait, what did I even do here? Make member function const? What if I just want to make a definition. I just want to make a definition. Okay, we're making this read only. Meta equals allow. Okay. So far, this is kind of the top of the hierarchy. It's going to take in an inventory, a few inventory grids. So we have to make a widget blueprint for each of these. And even though they all look the same, they're going to take in different data. So we have to, yeah. Then we have a widget switcher, which is of that type, I guess. Anyway. Then we have inventory grid. Which takes in this. Grid types. Yeah, it takes in something from each enum. Okay. And I don't know why we have the CPP file, but that's something, I guess. Craftable. Okay. Let's see if this builds. Actually gonna close that down. And we'll see if it builds. Nice. Okay. That works. Okay. Let's boot her up. Look at him munch while I wait. I'm just going to close out of all of that. Because I'm getting triggered. Getting freaking triggered. Okay, we have spatial inventory. Honestly, I think it might be the lights. I'm gonna turn down the brightness real quick. Let me open up OBS. I remember in hold on a sec. I remember in middle school, um, we'd have lights on us all the time for things like uh, our school, like Christmas play. We had it. I had to read a speech once in middle school. It was called the Patriots Pen essay, and there were big lights on me then, and I always felt the same way that I feel now, which is like my ears would tingle. Like it felt like it was like this area right here, and then the tips of my ears would get really warm, like really red, probably too. I mean, I couldn't see them. Um, and I would get the exact type of anxiety I'm feeling now. And I'm wondering if that's like subconsciously triggering something, because like what the heck is even happening? I'm so confused. Because again, I'm fine. I feel fine. I mean, it's a little bright, but I feel okay. I feel fine. I swear, guys, I'm fine. I'm just gonna change the white balance. Well, that's not right. Okay, I'm gonna switch it to auto. And I'm gonna increase the brightness a little bit more. But like, yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, it feels like I'm getting up in front of a bunch of people and I'm like doing a speech or something. Like that's the kind of anxiety I feel right now. And I'm just like, what? It's a little too bright. Yeah, I am stressing for just no reason. Literally no reason. Okay. Okay, it looks a little bit more boring now, but no. I still feel the same, and I don't know why. But yeah, it really intensified. Like it started ramping up as soon as I turned on these lights, like about 50 minutes before the stream. I don't know. I have no idea why that's happening. Okay. Anyways, back to it. Okay, we're making. Okay. BP underscore chanaries underscore inventory grid. Grid? Grid panel. I'm just gonna put a text here. It's just gonna be grid. Oh, yeah, let's make this a variable because we do want to change that. Okay, this is going to be text block underscore, let's just call it late label for now. Okay, and then we're going to take this and we're going to set text. And we will set it to, what should we set it to? Get item category? Okay. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna do control V, so one for each of those. Okay, nice. So we'll have equipable, and then we'll have consumable, and craftable. Yeah, now that I've turned the lights down a little bit, it's not as bad. But man, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Like, news show hosts who have lights shining at their eyes like 24/7, there's no way that that feels actually good. There's no way that they don't come home with like some stress from that. My gosh, I can never do that. I can yap, but not when lights are shining at me. I mean, I guess when you're yapping on when you're talking on the news, you're reading off a script. Sorry, Mike's Mac. Okay. So I don't know if you guys got that, but based on this, it's just going to make a selection. So we have equipable, consumable, and craftable, and whichever one of these it is, it's going to go to a different execution pin. Wait, hold up. Oh, yeah, it does say equipable. Yeah, this is the default. Oh, yeah. Wait, what's wrong with this? Oh, something wrong here. I'm gonna actually put this over on the side. Ooh, do I want that? Or do I want it like this? Hmm. Hmm. I'm not sure what any of this means, but canvas panel, overlay. Oh, wait a second. We wrap this with an overlay. Hmm. I'm just gonna make it desired no. Is this the canvas panel? Okay, now I'm just super confused. Well, now it's set to desired, I guess, so whatever. Why did it make it infinitely long? What the heck? It's gonna fill screen. Why would this fill screen? We're gonna call this switcher. Or actually I'm gonna call it widget switcher because that's what I have it called in C++. That's set to fill screen. Oh, okay. Yeah, so our error for the switcher went away. Oh. Consumables. Wait, hold up. Wait, hold up. Under alignment, where? Whoops. No, no, no. Equipable. We gotta set that. We gotta set this to craftable. Okay. Grid underscore craftables. Okay. I don't understand where my image went. UI, figuring this out is just sometimes so freaking weird. I think I downloaded the completed project so I could check it there if I wanted to. Actually, maybe I will do that. I don't think I can I'm not sure if I can show it. I'm not sure I can show it. But I can open it. I'm just gonna open it real quick and take a look. Okay, so if I compile there, okay. Well, I can show this really quick. Hold up. So now that I've set all of these, there's no errors when I compile. There were those errors at the bottom before. Gone. Okay, anyways, I'm going to open up This project... Oh, it's only the assets. Yeah, never mind. Oh well. Icons, knife, whisk. This is actually really crazy that it's like... I got this course for like $16, and it's all this content. It's 24 hours of instructional content. This is amazing. Actually, it's just kind of bonkers. Categories, where's inventory? Yeah. So there's not any actual logic in there, but that's okay. I can figure it out later. I think. Maybe. Screen size. Custom? Nope. It says to fill screen. What if I set it to custom on screen? No, it just changes it for everything. Huh. I'm going to set it to fill. I just don't get why it doesn't show. Image. Oh, wait a second. Oh my gosh, the overlay was really moved over. That's why. Okay, so wow. Yeah, we gotta increase the size. We're gonna move it right there. Yeah, messing with this just totally messed it up. Not sure why, but wow, yeah. Okay, why can't I? Oh, this is the actual position, okay. So, what's the middle of this going to be? The alignment is going to be 0.5 for each of those. What if I wanted it to be 800 by 600? Position X. Okay, if I do negative 960, that should be fine then. Okay, Y, we'll just make it 0. Yeah, positive's down, negative is up. Okay, so we'll have that be there. And then we have these. Okay. Okay. So he's just finishing up these namings. So mm. Yeah, how do we give it bottom padding? Because I don't want it to be right on the bottom. Switcher. There's padding. Okay. 20. That's pretty good. That'll do. Oh, we're wrapping this with an overlay too. Oh, wait. Hold up. I just realized there. Oh my gosh. He has like the perfect asset that I want for my background. Like the perfect one. So I'm gonna drag that in real quick. So we have UI, inventory backgrounds. Oh, this is awesome. Okay. This is amazing. I'm just gonna drag this right in. Oh my goodness, what? I can't drag that in. Okay, I'm gonna drag this onto the other screen. Hold on. This will be a second. A hot second. I inventory. Ah, it doesn't show it. No. Why doesn't that work? Hmm. What if I do sync? Okay. Still failing. Okay. You guys can't see this, but off screen I'm dragging a texture file, and when I try to drag it in, you can see like there's a little extra icon that's on my mouse cursor, and it says fail to import this because it's got that weird extension to it, which is kind of annoying. That kind of sucks. I'm actually gonna hold up. I might be able to do something about that. Maybe. Oh, no, it just won't let me. Okay. Okay, well, that's fine. How do I figure that out? Hmm. Uh, hold on. Let's ask Copilot here how to convert, or actually, let's see, how to import a uasset file into my UE5 project as a texture. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, duh. Yeah, that's how I did before. Okay. So, right. Okay, so I'm gonna open. Okay, I know how to do this. UI inventory. There we go. I just did it from here. I'll even show you guys how I did it. This is my. This is under my Channery plugin, that's this structure right here. It's the same thing. And then this is his project. So I just dragged it in like that. Okay, now I can use that. So we'll have grid. Oops, that's not right. T_grid background. Ah, beautiful. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I like that. Okay. And actually, we're going to do the same thing for here. So I'll have T_grid. That's going to be there. And I'm going to tint this more darkly. Okay. Now I can switch back to this. Yeah, so for this, I'm going to decrease the size of it. And then for this image, I'm going to make that a little bit lighter. Tint draws image, tiling, horizontal, vertical, both. I don't know what that means. No tile. I don't want that. Color and opacity. I want to copy this entire brush and I want to paste it here. Except I want this to be smaller. And then this can be bigger or lighter rather. That can be increased. Yeah, and then we can have this image be linked to that, be a little darker. Okay, and then this can be a bit more saturated. Okay, that's pretty good. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, this part's a bit boring, unfortunately, but bear with me. Okay, now I want to move this. I want to move this up a little bit. So, padding 40. And actually, where's the size again? Transform. No, no, no. Where is it? Translation. Render transform. Where is it? I can set the image size here. I guess that's fine. Okay. Sure, that's fine. Does that look bad? I feel like this doesn't look that good. I was thinking that this is kind of like a leather strip, and then this is like a pocket that things are stored in, like a big pouch. That's kind of the idea I have in my mind. This is not going to be the final version by any means, though, so that's a small comfort to me. Yeah. I think I'm going to copy this and paste it. I personally like how that looks better. Okay, so if we save everything, press play, move around, right? You can't see our cursor, that's good. We see this, that's good. Press tab, and we can see this. But we still see the reticle. That's no good. We do not want to see that. So we'll have to set the Z order of those. But I can drag around, I can do that. In game, when I open the inventory, I do not want my character to be able to move or look around really. And I also want it to switch to first person mode. So that'll be something. But yeah. Well, I gotta use the restroom again, so I will be right back. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we need to set the Z order of that. So let's go to UI, widget, HUD widget. Actually, I'm gonna rename this to overlay. And we're gonna update redirectors. We now have one of each. And just delete that. Okay. All right, there we go. So under overlay, we need to open this up. So we have each of these. What should be an order in here, right? How do I make that not show up? Anyway, it's not super important right now. What is important is this right here. This needs to be bigger. I want it to be taller. Because I go here, press F11, we can make that full screen. That is pretty small and dinky. I want it to be like probably 2 times wider and then 1.5 times taller. So let's go here. We're going to look at this overlay, because this overlay governs the outermost layer. And we'll make this 1600. And then the size Y is going to be 900 per our calculations. And then position Y, we can just set that to 0. Or actually maybe even 20. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then here I'm going to make this bigger as well. Okay, slot, overlay slot. Okay, this is root. Let's just make these names a little bit better. Image underscore 0. This is background. This is menu background. Oops. And then this is switcher background. Then we have the actual widget switcher. Let's make it stick to the bottom. Give that some bottom padding. Wait, what if I give it 0 padding? Yeah, we want it like 20. That's good. Okay. Anyways, overlay. How do we... How do I make this bigger? Translation. X and Y. And no. I don't want to increase the scale. I want to increase the size. Oh, this is going to be overlay underscore grid. Slot, canvas panel slot. Slot is over the... Oh, so it inherits from the thing in the hierarchy. The thing above it in the hierarchy? Is that it? How does this work? here. No, I don't want that. Oh gosh or golly, I sure wish I could just actually make it bigger instead of having to scale it up. That would sure be nice. Okay, I can just change the image size, whatever. Who cares? Okay, I'm gonna make this 1400, and then I'm gonna make this. I think it's like its size, maybe 750. Yeah, okay. Actually, maybe not 750. Maybe something like. Right, because we need to have an armor thing up here, etc. In fact, if we're gonna make it like this, I might as well put it off to the side. So this grid here, yeah, let's have it over there. And give it some right padding as well. So that'll be 20, like 40. Okay. Yeah, so maybe something like 700 by, what would this be? Let's see, this image. Well, actually, how wide is this overlay? It's 900. Okay, I want to give it some top padding of 40. So can't really go higher than 820, 819, or 819, 820, 821. Okay, yeah. Right, because it's, yeah, because we have the top padding at 40 and the bottom padding at 40. But what if we had more bottom padding? I see. Okay. Let's set that back to 0. Yeah, we don't need to change the padding on this because we want this to move, this text to move with it. Actually, this widget switcher, let's make that 40 as well. So I think I'm going to have armor on the left and inventory on the right. Gosh, this looks so boring right now. It looks so freaking boring. My gosh. It'll be better. We just are going to have to do some work. Okay, somebody's car alarm is going off. Sounds like it's 60 years old. Okay. All right, I think that's the way. Let's press play. I'm gonna press F11 to go full screen. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I kind of like how it replaces the side the player character is on. However, we still have that annoying reticle that is in the way. For him, it is not in the way. Mm. So I'm noticing that these have the same pattern, so that's pretty obvious. Maybe I should rotate this image somehow. I might try doing that. So let's get this image and see angle. There's no way to actually rotate the texture, is there? And it doesn't matter if I rotate it because it's like it's kind of a mirror of itself, it looks like, maybe. So okay. Let me check out. Okay, this next lecture is 11 minutes and 47 seconds. I don't think we're gonna be able to get substantially through it. I think we might get like 5 minutes through it. Yeah, I don't think we're even gonna finish the actual C++. So I think I might call it there, gang. I think I might call it there. So I'm gonna hold up. I'm gonna close out of this. And I'm gonna open up GitHub here. So let's see here. Yeah, inventory grid, grid. So we have our results. So what is like physically in the game that we can see slash hear slash interact with, you know, some kind of sensory input. And then what setup do we do? Well, first of all, we created an enum for item categories. We created a widget class for inventory grids. And then we also created, what else do we do? Add widgets. Toggle inventory. Oh, yeah. Inventory menu is toggleable with tab key. Added textures for inventory menu and inventory grid. That's pretty much all that's been added. We also changed reticle size. Inventory grids. Created a widget switcher, I think. What else do we do? Why can't I? I can drag this out, but I'm not able to actually drag this up. So what does this do? Co-authors? No, I don't need that. Changed reticle size. Created an enum for item categories. Created a widget class. We did something else. We created another widget class. Pretty sure we did. Let's get this all in the commit here. I'm gonna get everything possible. Types. We added grid types. We added that. Yup. Items, components. Oh, we added an item component, but that currently doesn't really do anything, does it? No, that's not what I want. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's everything. And there's some files here that we really don't need to be committing. Like, we don't need to be committing these .serif files, but I guess it's okay for right now. Like, this is all from intermediate, for example. We don't need to add stuff from intermediate. At least I don't think so. This binary file has changed. Really? Hmm. Weird. Okay, anyways, but that is it. So I'm just going to commit that, and then I will push that, but not while I'm on stream, because that's going to take up some bandwidth. But yeah, we only have about 11 minutes left. And then I'm going to go eat dinner. That's not enough time to finish the lecture, so I think I'm just going to end it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Next stream is going to be tomorrow from, I want to say 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. But I honestly have not been uh, sticking with that particular sleep schedule. So I might do something a little different. I might do 9 to 10 instead. I think I'm going to change my schedule from 9 to 10 actually. So 9 to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Farewell.